Hey good people, what's happening? David Taub here, co-creator of nextlevelguitar.com, and today we have part 2 of a beginning series of 3 lessons where I'm trying to help you with your chord changing and get your fret hand technique down so you could get kind of primed and trained and get that hand doing exactly what you want to do so you could be playing popular songs in the fastest and most efficient manner. And in the previous lesson, we worked on that left hand or that fret hand technique using like an E minor chord and an A suspended second chord and just kind of shifting back and forth, keeping into account all the things we talked about with that left hand on your fingertips, right? And sliding down the strings, not taking your hand apart and not coming forward off the strings, but really working on that good technique. And also I taught you that little exercise where you're going to be taking the chord take your hand off and try to go right back to that chord and get it to sound clean no matter what chord you're working on. You should be able to do that. Okay, now in this lesson, we're going to take it a step further. I'm going to show you some new chords and I'm going to show you some exercises on taking the chords and really working this technique and really training these fingers. Oh, before I forget, if you want 5 free video lessons that are not on YouTube, and this will take your chord changing and strumming even further, 5 free lessons not on YouTube, be sure and click in the link right below this video, that link in blue, and we'll send you 5 free video lessons and also a free PDF ebook that has a lot of the chord diagrams, fretboard diagrams, chord changing exercises, techniques. It's a great ebook, 5 free videos, not on YouTube, and that PDF book for free. Just click on that link. Make sure you do that. It's great stuff. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to make it, with my exercises and technique teachings, I try to make it fun and musical sounding and in a musical context, as opposed to just playing like straight quarter notes or straight eighth notes, which really aren't very musical sounding. We want to play something that's a little bit more like music, right? So the strum pattern is all downstrokes, and the first lesson I showed you, so I'll just go over it real quickly, and I'll break it up on the screen. It's just going to sound like this: down, 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 down. So it's like a down, then 2 downs, down, down, then 3 downs, down, down, down. So 1, 2, 3. So all you have to remember: down, 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 down. And I'm just holding the strings there, so make sure you have that pattern down, and let's go in on a tight shot, and let's continue getting your chord changing to the next level. In the first lesson, part 1 of this series, I showed you how to practice by coming off chords and then get right back on them as a way to train your hand. Right? No matter what chord you should be practicing. That was part 1. That really helps the muscle memory. And you notice a few things when we start to change chords, how the technique stays the same. The pinky is attached to that 3rd finger, not out here, not like this. Everything is in tight to the fretboard. When we change chords, we're kind of dropping our hand or sliding on the strings, no matter what change. We're not coming out this way, and we're not opening up the hand this way. Now for this, we're going to work on keeping the fingers in a position but moving them individually to really start kind of putting a brain in each finger. And if you have an acoustic guitar, do this on acoustic, do it on electric, whatever you got. So the chords we're going to use in this one is we're going to use that E minor again, and now we're going to use an E minor 7th chord. So what you're going to do is play your E minor, but add your 3rd finger to the D note, which is at the 3rd fret on the B string, and that adds that flat 7, making it an E minor 7th. Cool chord. Now notice my pinky is still attached to that 3rd finger. I'm not out here, in tight, and that comes with time. You'll get it. So E minor 7th, E minor. Then the next chord we're going to try is an E minor 6th. And all you have to do to play an E minor 6th from this E minor 7th is move that 3rd finger back 1 fret. So we're going to play a C sharp instead of the D note. So you're going to move it to the 2nd fret on the B string. So if you're playing the chord E minor 7th, just kind of shimmy it over. E minor 7, there's that E minor 6. Make sure you're not muting out that high E string. Keep that pinky attached. So with the strum pattern, do 2 measures on the E minor, Then I want you to play the E minor 7th, then the E minor 6th, then back to E minor. Notice, not this. In tight, gaining control over all your fingers. It'll sound like this. 2, 3, 4. Down, down, down. On the E minor. There's E minor 7th. To the E minor 6th. Again. E minor. Down, 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 down. E minor 7th. Okay, practice those mechanics of that change and those movements while keeping that cluster. When you get good at that, let's do it with 3 more chords. Let's take that A suspended 2nd chord. Just get my fingers away to show it to you, which you've learned in the previous in part 1. We have that nice A suspended 2nd, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go from that to an A suspended 4th, where you add the 3rd finger to that D note, kind of like how we did the E minor 7. When we do that on the A sus2, that becomes an A sus4. Open E string. A sus2, A sus4. And then when you back that up 1 fret to that C sharp note, you have an A major chord. All 3 fingers jammed in that 2nd fret on the D, G, and B strings. Get that high E string in there too. Notice again the pinky hitching a ride on the fingertips, all the good chord changing techniques. So we're going from here, A sus2, A sus4, A major. Sound like this with the strum pattern. Down, 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 down. A sus4, down, down, down. A major. Back to A sus2. All down strokes. Here's the A sus4. Down, 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 down on the on the A major. So you're going to practice those movements. Building strength and muscle memory with your 3rd finger, 4th finger, and keeping that cluster. So important. And then you could kind of mix them up. Go from E minor 7th to the A sus2 to the A major. You know, try different combinations. And see what you could come up with. But again, practicing that rhythm and strumming, making it sound musical, this good chord changing technique. Remember, mute the low E string when you're playing that A sus2, A type chord, A sus4. You don't want to hear that low E string muddying up the chord. So these exercises I'm designing to really practice and get your fingers doing exactly like you tell them and staying in that cluster, keeping that pinky attached to that 3rd finger, like on that E minor 7, E minor 6 change, E minor, and really putting a brain in each finger, and then going to that A sus2, A sus4, and A major. Mix up the order. Experiment with them. All with that same strum pattern. Minutes a day is all it takes. But notice when I do those changes, no matter what changes, the technique stays the same. The fingers are close to the fretboard, sliding on the strings. I'm on my fingertips. I'm muting out the low E string when I'm playing all those A-type chords. My pinky is attached to the 3rd finger, right? And my hand is not doing this, coming apart. It's always in tight on the fingertips in that cluster. And that's so much about getting over this, challenge of chord changing, is that good proper technique. So keep messing around with it. You can do it. Try it with other strum patterns. If you know some other chords, try banging it around with that, but following that technique. And be sure to tune into lesson 3, part 3 in this series, where we're going to take this a step further and move it around on the neck a little bit. Again, continuing to work your good chord changing technique and your clustering. And also, remember to click on the link below for 5 free video lessons that are even more in depth and really get your changes going, and the free PDF book. Click on that link. I'm David Taub, co-creator of nextlevelguitar.com. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click on that subscribe button. You'll be notified every time we have a new video coming out, and we continually come out with the best possible content, and we're going to keep rocking. So we will see you soon. See you in part 3. Take care. Keep on rocking.